Hey everyone, Chris here. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing great. I wanted to make this quick video just to talk about Rule 4 in horse racing, what it is and how it might affect the results of your match betting. So if you've ever placed a match bet on horse racing and the return that you get is less than you were expecting, it could have been the case that Rule 4 was applied to that race. Now, it's basically applied when one or more horses has to drop out of the running of the race before the race starts. And what it basically does is it rebalances the books for the bookmaker, meaning that it changes the odds of each horse that is running in the race. Because say that you have 10 horses running originally and one of them drops out, then there's only 9 horses in the race, and each of those 9 horses now has an increased chance of winning or placing in the race because there's less horses overall. And Rule 4 is basically the bookmaker's compensation for the change in those odds. It's a bit of a tweak. Then if that's the case, a small reduction will be taken out of your winnings to reflect the fact that Rule 4 was applied. When it is applied, it gets applied at both the bookmaker and the betting exchange. So if you've already placed your back and lay bets, there's nothing that you actually need to do to change anything. It will just happen automatically for you. If Rule 4 has been applied and it's affected your winnings, then there's not much you can do really. It's just one of those things. But it's something that's useful to know about because you may be wondering why your return is lower than you expected on certain races, and this rule pretty much explains all of those cases. Also, on some of the offers, such as the Bet365 4-to-1 offer, where you have to bet on a horse that is odds of 5.0 or greater, a Rule 4 deduction can reduce those odds on that horse, and therefore you wouldn't qualify for that offer. Once again, this doesn't happen often, and I've really rarely seen it, especially when the horse is just at odds of 5.0 and just dips underneath. I think I've probably seen that once over the last few years, so it's really something that doesn't happen very often. We've got this handy table on our Profit Squirrel blog page, and we also have this in the forum, where you can actually use it as a reference to figure out what deduction will have been applied to your horse. So if the odds on the horse were, for example, 2-5 or 1-3, then a 70p reduction would have been applied. This is of course purely optional because, as I said, the deductions are automatically applied, but some people I know are interested in exactly how you work it out for yourself. So we have the formula here. It's just the back odds minus 1 multiplied by the 1 minus the Rule 4 reduction amount. So we give a little example of that here that you can work through if you want to. I'll drop a link to this blog post below if you want to check it out. And if you're placing match bets on horse racing, then Rule 4 is something just to be aware of. Let me know in the comments below if Rule 4 has ever applied to you, or if you've ever seen it in any situations when you've been match betting on the horses. Please like this video if you've enjoyed it and subscribe to Profit Squirrel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all really soon.